Horror has evolved a lot over the past 2 decades. Gone are the days when cheap jump scares and overused slasher formulas dominated the genre. Instead, modern horror has brought us psychological nightmares, slow-burning dread, and monsters that feel all too real. Whether it's supernatural entities, terrifying creatures, or the darkness of the human mind, these movies have left an unforgettable mark on horror cinema. So grab your popcorn, turn off the lights if you dare, and join us as we count down the top 10 greatest horror movies since 2000. Because trust me, these films will stick with you long after the credits roll. 10. The Witch, 2015. A slow burn into madness. Imagine living in the 1630s, isolated from society, in the middle of the woods. Now add an ominous presence lurking in the shadows, and you have The Witch. This film isn't about cheap scares. It's about pure dread. Director Robert Eggers crafts an eerie, atmospheric tale following a Puritan family banished from their community. When their infant mysteriously vanishes, paranoia and suspicion consume them, leading to one of the most unsettling breakdowns in horror history. And let's not forget Black Phillip, the goat with the creepiest stare in cinema history. If this movie teaches us anything, it's that isolation, religious fanaticism, and a creepy farm animal make for a very bad combination. 9. It, 2017. Clowns have never been scarier. Pennywise is back, and he's somehow even scarier than he was in the original miniseries. It, 2017, took Stephen King's iconic horror novel and gave it a fresh, terrifying makeover, proving that some childhood fears never go away. What sets this movie apart is how it blends horror with heart. The Losers Club, a group of kids tormented by a supernatural entity that feeds on fear, make this more than just a simple monster movie. Their friendship, humor, and bravery bring an emotional depth rarely seen in horror films. And, of course, that opening scene with Georgie and the storm drain? Instant nightmare fuel. 8. The Conjuring, 2013. Haunted houses done right. If you thought haunted house movies were overdone, The Conjuring will change your mind. James Wan, the mastermind behind Saw and Insidious, delivers one of the most terrifying ghost stories in modern horror. Based on the real-life paranormal investigations of Ed and Lorraine Warren, this film follows a family plagued by an evil presence in their farmhouse. But what really makes The Conjuring shine is its incredible tension. From the now iconic clapping scene to the spine-chilling exorcism, every moment builds a sense of fear that never lets up. Oh, and let's not forget, this movie introduced us to Annabelle, the creepy doll who went on to have her own terrifying franchise. Thanks, James Wan. 7. Hereditary, 2018. Psychological horror at its finest. Hereditary isn't just scary. It's emotionally devastating. What starts as a slow, unsettling family drama soon spirals into something much darker. Toni Collette delivers an unforgettable performance as a grieving mother slowly unraveling, and the film's disturbing imagery and haunting themes make it one of the most unsettling horror experiences of all time. Let's just say, after watching Hereditary, you'll never look at miniature dollhouses or headbanging scenes the same way again. 6. A Quiet Place, 2018. Silence has never been this terrifying. In a world where making any sound can get you killed, A Quiet Place brings horror to a whole new level. John Krasinski, yes, Jim from The Office, directed and starred in this brilliantly unique horror thriller, where alien-like creatures hunt by sound. The result? A stress-inducing masterpiece where every creak, breath, or accidental noise keeps you on edge. With barely any dialogue, this film relies on sound design and raw performances to tell its gripping story. And let's be honest, who knew that a nail on the stairs could be one of the most horrifying scenes in modern cinema? 5. Get Out, 2017. Horror meets social commentary. Jordan Peele's directorial debut isn't just terrifying, it's genius. Get Out follows Chris, a black man visiting his white girlfriend's family for the first time, only to discover that something deeply sinister is going on. What begins as awkward racial tension quickly spirals into a psychological horror that taps into real-life fears in a way no horror film ever has before. From the terrifying sunken place scene to the unsettlingly polite, but terrifying party guests, Get Out delivers horror that isn't just scary, it's thought-provoking. 4. The Babadook, 2014. Grief turned into a nightmare. Horror movies are often about monsters, but The Babadook takes things to the next level. It turns grief itself into the monster. This indie horror film follows a mother struggling with the loss of her husband while raising her troubled son. But when a mysterious and very creepy book appears in their home, things take a terrifying turn. The Babadook isn't just a monster. It's a manifestation of grief, trauma, and depression, making it one of the most emotionally devastating horror films ever made. 3. Insidious, 2010. Astral projection gone wrong. Insidious took the haunted house genre and flipped it upside down, literally. When a young boy falls into a mysterious coma, his family soon discovers he's been trapped in a terrifying realm known as the Further. What follows is a nightmare-fueled journey filled with creepy spirits, eerie red doors, and one of the most shocking jump scares in horror history. Oh, and let's not forget about the lipstick face demon, because that thing will haunt your dreams forever. 2. 28 Days Later, 2002. The fast zombie revolution. Before The Walking Dead and World War Z, there was 28 Days Later, the film that reinvented the zombie genre. Instead of the classic slow-moving undead, this film introduced fast, rage-fueled infected that made survival seem almost impossible. The opening scene, where our protagonist wakes up alone in an abandoned London, remains one of the most haunting moments in horror history. If you ever thought you could outrun zombies, 28 Days Later will make you think again. 1. The Ring, 2002. The movie that made VHS tapes terrifying. And finally, taking the top spot is The Ring, the movie that made us all terrified of static screens. When a cursed videotape starts causing mysterious deaths, journalist Rachel Keller digs into its origins, uncovering the eerie story of Samara. And let's be real, her crawling out of the TV is one of the most terrifying scenes in horror history. The Ring not only introduced Western audiences to J-horror, but set the standard for supernatural horror in the 21st century. From supernatural hauntings to psychological nightmares, these films prove that horror is alive and well in the modern era. Which one scared you the most? Let us know in the comments. And remember, if you hear strange noises at night, maybe don't investigate. Want more horror lists? Stick around. Just don't watch them alone.